What's up, guys? Blade Master here. You're watching the Wolf of Dreams Total War channel, and this is yet another Total War Room 2 online battle replay. This is a quick battle that I fought against Apple, FY, Apple. He's probably Chinese or I don't know. Anyways, I've taken Getae and he's taken Arverni. Initially, I was going to take a Getae counterpick to Armenia, which is what he took at the start. But he changed it to Arverni, and then I was like, whatever. I mean, I don't want to change my build. Let me just see how well I can do against a barbarian faction with this. So as you can see with Getae, I've taken 4 bow horsemen, and I've taken a page out of Danko's textbook, so to speak, and I put my bow horsemen all the way up in front. My deployment zone was somewhere around here, and then I left my the rest of my army pretty far behind, so that his units have a long way to go before they can catch me, and that would give my bow horsemen more than enough time to kill off as much cavalry units as possible. So 2 of them are going to chase off his cavalry force over here, and 2 of them are going to chase off them over here. And let me just put this on slow motion. I've put all of them on heavy shot, and as you can see, it actually increases their missile damage, but I don't think that it's all that useful now. I think something is wrong with it. Like either the damage increase, or maybe the range penalty, or no, sorry, the accuracy penalty is too much. I don't really know. It's just not as efficient as it was before. So besides these 4 bow horsemen, I've brought a front line of only spear units, so no swords units at all. I've brought a total of 4 noble spears and 2 armored spears on the flanks. Finally, 5 Dacian heavy skirmishers and a total of 4 spear horsemen. Now, one of these bow horsemen is being chased off by one of his heavy horse. He's brought a total of 3 heavy horse, one of whom is chasing that bow horseman, and 2 of them are corralling the other 3 into this small area. And that's looking pretty dangerous for me, truth be told. I don't really have many places to escape. I could escape back to my line, which would probably be a good idea, but it really looks like his units are getting too close to my units. And yeah, let's put this back on full speed. Yeah, that was a bad move for me. I moved closer into his lines, and I tried to put them in wedge formation so that they can go through this little gap here. But they've gotten caught by his noble horse and some of his heavy horse, and both of those bow horsemen are basically dead. One of them is started to waver, and the other one it doesn't really look good for that one. 44 units left. It needs to beat a hasty retreat. The other one is being chased off by his heavy horse, and they'd always outrun heavy horse, and they're getting some good shots off in the meanwhile. Now this one is I've managed to save actually this around 43 men left, 43 horses left in this unit, but again they've gotten caught by some noble horse and some heavy horse, so that's not looking good. But one small silver lining is they've gotten really close, or his Apple's cavalry have gotten really close to my line. So I've sent a spear horseman to attack this noble horse in the rear, pin them down, and then I'm bringing an armored spear to support that battle. He's also got a couple of, or a total of 4 levy freemen, I believe. We can see 2 of them over here, along with 1 noble horse and 1 heavy horse. And there's another heavy horse which is just trying to circle around, I'd say. And there's another noble horse over here, and then I believe there are a couple of levy freemen here, and basically all his main killing power comes from his sword line. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this game pans out, because it's going to be a sword spam versus an elite spear spam, basically. He's brought a total of 6, he's brought a total of 5 chosen swordsmen and a couple of oath swords, so a very deadly sword line for sure. And here I sent that armored spear to attack his noble horse and that blob over there, and I pulled off my spear horsemen. I'm going to need them to be next to my skirmishers for as long as possible and protect them from any sort of cavalry charges. I mean, these are Dacian heavy skirmishers, and as you can see, they have pretty good weapon damage and melee attack. But I definitely don't want them to be engaged in melee or anything, because they need to spend all their time showering the enemy with javelins. Basically, the only way that I can win this fight, this infantry engagement over here, is if I can use my javelins to their greatest extent, because I've basically suicided all my cavalry in any case. Here, I engage one of his noble horse with my spear horseman, and I'm bringing an armored spear to support this battle. He's going to bring a chosen swordsman to attack, and you know what? Let's just pause this game over here. Now, this might look like if I was Apple, or whatever his name was, Apple FJ or Apple FY, this would look like a really favorable engagement. Or to just about anybody, this would look like a really favorable engagement. You are coming in with some top tier sword units. Chosen swordsmen are incredibly deadly, and you basically have both a numbers advantage. Well, it doesn't really, yeah, actually he's got a numbers advantage. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here, and this one is going to this one's going to attack this cavalry flank here. So he's got 5 swordsmen who are going to be fighting up against 4 spear units. Now, the reason why I say that's a mistake for him to go ahead and engage them head on is because of these Dacian heavy skirmishers. And let's just see if that's if what I'm predicting is right. Now they're starting to get some shots off, and this is already giving some HP damage on these guys. And now I'm going to put my units onto shield wall, and let's see if he can take if he takes the bait. I mean, there are obviously some really big gaps formed in between my units, but it doesn't look like he's going to try and move in between them. He's going to try and get a head-on charge, which is it makes sense because these are spear units, and spears are obviously always susceptible to swords. But here, what I'm doing is I'm going to just focus fire and put quick reload on 3 of my Dacian heavy skirmishers onto his general, and let's just see how that affects them. They're already to 74 men, from 120 to 74, and this has been what, a couple of seconds. So that's the reason why I said this isn't the greatest idea to engage them head on. Look at how quickly they're just getting destroyed, and that's because despite the fact that Dacian heavy skirmishers only have 32 weapon damage, a lot of it is armor piercing, and Oathsworn have definitely some really strong armor. And look at his general; he's already dead, and yeah, he's shattered and done. Meanwhile, my general is at 92 men. And the only reason why they are at 92 men is because they probably got a lot of friendly fire from those Dacian heavy skirmishers. Now, one of his horsemen have attacked my Dacian heavy skirmishers in the rear, but a lot of their job has been done. This noble horse, which is basically depleted, is coming in to attack these Dacian heavy skirmishers again. But again, you got to realize that these guys have very good weapon damage. 40 weapon damage will definitely kill off a noble horse that's just about dead. And on top of that, 60 armor is very good. A base morale of 40 could be improved, but it's all right. Now this Dacian heavy skirmisher unit is going to engage with these chosen swordsmen, and while they obviously will get slaughtered by them, they do last a while. This armored spear, which helped out in that cavalry battle, was engaged by an Oathsworn, so I couldn't really expect them to do anything. They got just 1 kill on those Oathsworn and lost about 74 men, and they're routing now. Here, this armored spear is doing much better against this mid-tier swords unit, this chosen swordsman. I haven't even put it on. Have I put it on shield wall? Yep. And the only reason I can say that I've put it on shield wall is because look at their incredible melee defense, 98 melee defense. And that's just another thing about these barbarian swords. Like many people, they favor hoplites, and for good reason, over barbarian spears. Sorry. But there is a very big advantage that barbarian spears have, especially these elite tier spears. Like look at these noble spears, 113 melee defense. Also, their armor at 89 is very strong, and their health at 65 and base morale at 70 is just absolutely incredible. Not to mention that they can slaughter cavalry in just about a couple of seconds. Like look at my general there, because they've got cavalry counter tactics, and even without cavalry counter tactics, their weapon damage is quite decent. It's comparable to elite tier hoplites, and their melee attack is very good. And they also have one more one more stat or special trait that I'll explain a bit later in this video, so stay tuned. Now this armored spear is still holding out very well, about 57 men. It's got about 18 kills, but their main focus is not on killing off enemy infantry, it's about holding, and that's exactly what this noble spear is doing really well. The extra chosen swordsman, which slaughtered my Dacian heavy skirmishers, was about to attack these 2 units, but I kited them back, and now this is just going to be a perfect time for them to just unleash their javelins. They've rear charged these noble spears, but noble spears, like I just said, 113 melee defense means they'll hardly get any casualties. And even if they did get slaughtered, like even if 20 men of them dropped in a matter of seconds, they still wouldn't rout because they just have incredible morale. They have like 70 morale, which is up there. Like it's one of the best morales that you can get in a game. So 39 kills for one, 38 on the other, and whether or not they're getting kills in numbers, they are getting some amazing HP damage. Now, his extra unit of Oathsworn is going to try and attack these Dacian heavy skirmishers. I have to protect them as much as possible. So I've brought the extra unit of noble spears that I had, and I've put them in shield wall. and he was about to run away. So instead of that, I just pinned him in place, and or pinned his old sword in place, and by charging my noble spears. And again, this is the last hidden trait that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Look at the charge bonus. 32 charge bonus is just amazing. Like, that's just unbelievable. Look at, for example, compare it with an oath sword. Their charge bonus is at 35. So that's one of the best sword units that you can ever get in the game. And these guys' charge bonus is almost as good as theirs. And you know, they're on top of everything, they're meant to be a defensive force. I mean, these noble spears I'm talking about. So you know, they are a very good unit. Now I'm getting a rear charge off with my extra spear horseman unit, and these noble spears, man, they just, you know, held out for so long, and that just gave time for my, you know, for other noble spears to start attacking the extra units of chosen swordsmen that were there. And I had one bow horseman over here, which I forgot to mention, and they were just getting some shots off in the rear. And now I'm just going to keep rear charging these chosen swordsmen. Let's try and see in numbers how many kills they'll get just off the charge. 60, we could see they already got 4, 6, 7, yeah, it's about it, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Nice, 11 kills of chosen swordsmen off the charge. So you can see that it's, you know, it's pretty potent. This noble spear, I put him on shield wall, so obviously he's going to stay there for a while. My general basically mopped up this battle with the extra chosen swordsman unit. Now he's going to come in, and what's going to be very useful is he's got like the war cry and intimidate abilities left, and basically there's just this one unit of Oathsworn left, and I'm rear charging it with my Dacian heavy skirmishers. And obviously this is one of the few times that Dacian heavy skirmishers can be used. Because, you know, their weapon damage and melee attack late game will be quite crucial. I put Intimidate on these Oath Swords so that they wouldn't have the option for headhunt. I also popped Warcry and coordinated it with the final rear charge for my Noble Spears. And that's the end of the game, guys. I'm actually pretty proud that I managed to win a game with a Barbarian Spear line. So, I mean, I guess it just goes to prove that you can never underestimate shield wall. I think that's what saved my ass in this game, because if I didn't put my units in shield wall, then they would have gotten slaughtered. But the fact that, you know, they were just able to hold out for basically the entire game just allowed my Dacian heavy skirmishers to just unleash as many javelins as possible. And you can see 89 kills on one, 48, 46. They don't sound like great numbers, but you have to remember that these were all on like the most elite tier units. I mainly focused them on the general, and you saw how quickly they slaughtered that general. So, I mean, that just goes to show that, you know, at least if you bring like a couple of them and just target them on the most highly valued units, they will prove, they will get your money's worth. My Spear Horseman did okay. Bow Horseman, I could have done so much better with my Bow Horseman. I could have destroyed this guy if I used my Bow Horseman right. But again, my micro mistakes, it was a nearly fatal early move, but somehow I managed to pull out a victory. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this commentary, and subscribe for more and stay tuned for more. Peace.